Leo, what's poppin', Leo? It's your girl D with 8th House Energy here to bring you your July 2020 read. I hope all is well with the Leo Massive, and I do want to thank you so much for all the love and support you give to the channel. I do want to let you know that there is a sale going on until June 30th. If you would like 50% off of readings 2, 3, and 4, no matter what your sign, please reach out to me. All right, I'll be glad to help you out with that. If you are a Cancer, North Node, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, this promotion will extend until the end of Cancer season. I do need to let you know, Leo, this will not resonate with every placement of Leo that you have. So please take the energies as they resonate, leave the rest, switch the roles if you need to, okay? There will be an extended. The Patreon membership link is in the box below. It's $5 a month. You get access to all of the extendeds that I do, not just one, but every one for every sign. So if you're one who likes to look at all the placements in your chart or all the placements in other people's charts that are close to you, you'll be able to check out the original and the extended for the $5 a month. I'm doing a big giveaway on the 4th of July. I'm going to give away about 4 or 5 readings to my Patreon members for their love and support in my journey here. So if you're interested, you know what to do. All right, so let's get to the reading. Leo, what is the current situation for you? What's going on with my Leos? What are they up to? All right, so we got the 5 of Cups here. All right, Scorpio energy. 5 of Cups energy talks to me about someone who is currently in a grieving state at some point or for something, whether they're grieving a person, place, a thing, a relationship, the loss of a job, maybe the loss of a loved one, the loss of a friendship, a business. But there is grieving here. There is loss here. And there is also the energy of grieving, but at this, at some point, the grieving process will end and then life will continue on. We have that clarified with the Devil energy here. So some of you may have had a strong connection to a person, place, or thing here that was very difficult for you to let go of, but you realized that it was the best thing for you to do. Maybe you couldn't see it at first, which is why you got tangled into the situation or into the mess. But you now realize the damage and the destruction that is done to you and what it will do to you to keep dealing with it, whether that situation was pulled out of your life by the higher source or whether you were able to recognize it and move away from it. Either way, it took a lot of, it was filled with a lot of pain, filled with a lot of frustration, filled with a lot of misunderstanding, and it was definitely a really trying time for you is what I'm getting here. So what I'm feeling is that for you, the worst could be over now that you're in the grieving process. It may not seem like it, because you're in so much pain, but this is a period of recollection, of looking at what happened, that emotional aspect of it, of the frustration and the aggravation is what you're feeling right now. But my love, this too shall pass. What I like to do when one thing that I like to remind myself of, and I write cards and I write little things on cards and I put them away so that when I'm in a grieving process, I go to those cards, and I say, okay, let me look at these cards to see what kind of inspiration I can get out of it. And one of the cards I have written, life is 360 degrees. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but there's no constant. So you're not constantly going to be depressed and sad and hurt and grieving over this process. It will take you some time to heal, but life goes in 360. Unfortunate things happen and great things happen. You're just at a particular stage of the 60-degree process. So if you keep that in mind, you know that this energy won't last. Okay? It will not last. And sometimes that's just enough to say, okay, you take a deep breath, you feel what you're going through, and you say, you know what, I know it won't last. There's nothing wrong with feeling what you're feeling, but after a certain point, it's like, okay, I should be coming up out of this now. There's no certain point, there's no timeline. But I think, if you're to the point where you're severely depressed and you're severely depressed for more than I would say at least 2 months, then at that point you need to start looking at what it is that you can do to pull yourself up out of that swamp. Okay? So grieve. Yes, grieve. That's a normal human function, normal human process, especially when you've been through this shit. But know when, okay, I gave myself enough time. I should be coming out of this funk now. If I'm not, what is it that is holding me back? A lot of times we're still depressed because we're still focused on what coulda, shoulda been. That's what holds us in the past. So you can reflect on that, but don't dwell on it because it will leave you in that energy. All right? So let's see what the challenge is. So it looks like the challenge is accepting the reality of a situation. It could be just accepting the fact that it was no good for you. With that devil energy that showed up, accepting the fact that, you know what, no matter how good it could have been or how tied into it you were and you couldn't see it, it was something that wasn't good for you. And just having that harsh reality hit you in the face after all the time and energy that you have put into the situation, whether it was a relationship, whether it was a business partnership, whether it was a friendship, whether it was trying to, a family, someone you consider family. Accepting the reality of the fact that it didn't work out is very, very difficult. All right. So with the Two of Swords underneath the deck here, you're in two minds about it. It's like, okay, I liked this, but at the same time it wasn't, because Libra, this is Moon in Libra here with the Two of Swords. And Libra is all about balance. It's all about the scales. You have the positive and you have the not so positive. Okay? And they have to be balanced. And that's where this truth comes in. Okay? And so things were unbalanced for you. That's where that devil energy comes in. They were unbalanced. And you had to balance the scales. So this is your challenge. So you grieving is you going through that situation where you're balancing the scales. You had to take the sword and you had to cut it. Metaphorically, physically, figuratively, whatever. You had to step in and say, or the universe stepped in and said, this is what it is. Okay? So this is the hardest part for you. What are your spirit guides, guardian angels, and ancestors wanting you to know? Or what energy do they want you to embody during this process here? What do my Leos need to know? Okay. Oops, sorry that fell out here. That was one too many. Okay, there's one. So we have the Five of Swords reverse. This is Aquarius energy here. Now, with the Five of Swords reverse, this talks to me about a couple different things. It talks to me about that there was some mental anguish here, because fives represent conflict, instability, challenge, change. The swords itself represent thought, so it could be manipulation, mind games. This could just be you having various thoughts and views about a situation, and because you can't come up with a conclusion, you're stuck. Okay? That could be the case for some of you. But with this Five of Swords in reverse energy here, I'm getting that, this is something that, this could have been something that, well, you know what, with the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords, this is something that tugged at your heartstrings, okay? Because the Five of Cups talks about an action you had to take. Venus and Scorpio. I'm sorry, Mars and Scorpio. An action you had to take. And the hard part about this is getting the truth of the matter. Maybe you couldn't get the truth out of the situation, which is why it was toxic. Because there was no truth in it. And you were looking for a truth, something that you could hold on to, something that would make sense, and no matter what angle you looked at it from, there was no truth in the matter. So that's when you realized, I have to let this go. And so underneath the deck we have the Princess of Wands, which talks about being inspired about something new, listening to your intuition. Okay, because your intuition is going to lead you. This card here, this whole area here, is when I clarify and extend it, talks about what your spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, and higher self want you to consider. All right, and with this Five of Swords energy in reverse, this is letting go of the pain that is involved, because now this is just not mentally stressing you. This is emotionally stressing you as well. Okay, and so using your intuition with the Page of Wands is you realizing that, listening to your higher self, understanding that, and letting this go. Okay, you went through a lot here. Now, where's your head at right now, Leo? Okay, where's your head at? Oops. All right. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus energy here. King of Pentacles in reverse. This could be a job. Some of you may have lost a job. And it could have been under circumstances that weren't right to you, where you weren't done right. You might have been done dirty or underhanded here. Others of you, this could be a partnership, same thing, but you could have had a partner who was very greedy, self-centered, who didn't follow through, and that caused confrontation between you and this partner. It could have also been some situations where you may have felt that this person wasn't being honest with you, and as a result, you had to end the connection. Could have been someone you've known for a long time, someone you trusted and relied upon, and it was heartbreaking that this situation didn't work out. So with the Eight of Cups here, you had to walk away from that. And it was painful. Very painful. Also with this King of Pentacles in reverse energy, this is someone who just has no follow through. It could have been someone you were dealing with. For whatever reason, things couldn't go to the next level with this person. There was too much conflict. There was too much emotional baggage. And there was very little truth, which is why we have the Ace of Swords in the position of what the challenge is. The challenge is there was no truth in the situation. Okay? This person, place, thing, or idea had you in a position of lack. Whether it was figuratively, spiritually, mentally, or financially. It put you in a place of lack, and it made you question your better judgment. And for a lot of you, it tugged at your heartstrings because it was someone that you cared about. All right, so that's what I'm getting, and so you're reflecting on that. That energy, that person, that place, that thing, that mentality, that idea that you had to walk away from with the Eight of Cups energy here. So this is all about lessons learned, okay? Saturn and Pisces, lessons learned. We got Venus in, Neptune is in retrograde right now in Pisces. So the illusions are now gone with Neptune in retrograde. You're able to see what was going on here. Being able to see it versus accepting it, that's two different things. You have to grieve first to be able to accept it. Well, you're being forced to accept it. You don't want to. And it hurts. That's what this is all about right here, these two cards. But, Saturn is all about lessons. It's all about looking at the routines that you were in. And since Saturn is in retrograde, it looks at the routines that you were in and says, no more of this. You can't do this anymore. It's not beneficial to you. The routine of being involved in this person, place, thing, or idea, it's no longer working for you. So with Saturn in retrograde, Father Time, we have to let go of things that don't work for us. The old routines, the ideas, the patterns that we were in, whether it's with a person, place, thing, idea, mentality, we have to let that go. because it's no longer serving us. It cannot take us forward. There's no follow through with it. And this is what the King of Pentacles in reverse represents. No follow through. You cannot go to the next level. And this is what you were conflicted about. Why can't I go to the next level with this? But why? Why is it not working? To the point where it's like it's not working and it hurts. It hurts like hell that this doesn't work. And it hurts like hell that I gotta walk away from it. Now, for some of you, this person walked away from you, which is why, or this person, place, or thing was taken from you, either by the universe or this, if it was a person, they decided to leave you. And so this is why it's hard for you to accept the truth in the matter, because you weren't the one who cut things off. Things were cut off for you. That was the universe blessing you. Whatever the universe takes away from you is not meant for you to have, no matter how attached you are. So for some of you, you had no choice to grieve, because this person, place, or thing walked away from you. Let's see what the outcome is for you. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this is Virgo energy. The Ten of Pentacles. Let's put this here. That way you can see everything. So with the Ten of Pentacles and then the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath the deck. Some of you, this was a marriage that you were in. Okay, a relationship. Some of you, it was a business partnership. But for a lot of you, it was marriage. And things just didn't work out between you and this person. Some of you, you and this person were living together, especially if you were married. Some of you were not married, but you were living together. You combined your finances, whatever finances this individual was bringing in. You combined them into the household and you all lived off of it. But with this Ten of Swords energy, this situation was so rough with the Ten of Swords in reverse that you had to. You got two tens here. You got two fives here. Okay, there was a lot of struggle and conflict. And now we are at completion. Okay? As far as it bothering you mentally, you're at completion here. So now you're just at a time of healing. So with this Ten of Pentacles, this is Mars in Pisces. All right, this is like, look, I just want peace. I want compassion. I want love. I want, all of these beautiful things with my partner in our home together. This is what I want. But this is not what you were getting. It's not what you were getting at all. And so you realize that because you're overthinking things, overanalyzing things. It was on your mind constantly to the point where it was like, enough. Enough. And so you had to let this go. Or this person was pulled away from you. Or this business relationship ended. So what we're going to do in the extended is we're going to look at the process that's going on here with you in a little bit more detail. Let's see what we got under the deck first. Let's see what else we got. So the overall energy was the Ten of Wands. Definitely a relationship or business partnership has come to an end with the... Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, getting clarity on the situation. We have the Tower moment in reverse here, Major Arcana. Excuse me. That's Pluto energy. Pluto is in retrograde right now in the house of Capricorn. Okay, so this is like avoiding a disaster or feeling oppressed about a situation or fear of change. Could be all the above. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. No longer fighting yourself about a situation or fighting or for a relationship that doesn't work. A lot of swords here. Now, what I get with this Ace of Pentacles here, is that for some of you, it's a financial opportunity that's come in. Okay, some type of financial opportunity has come in, and or this could just be a relationship with yourself. Okay, realizing the mistakes you made with this person, and connecting with yourself, and realizing how important you are after you got clarity with the Eight of Swords in reverse here. You know, you were afraid of the change. You definitely were. But you realized you were fighting a losing battle here. So you had no choice but to grieve and still, you know, dealing with the truth of the matter. So what we're going to do in the extended is we're going to, you know, find out what the universe wants you to really consider. So that, and we're also going to find out why it's difficult for you to accept this truth. So that way you can come out of this grieving process more clear-headed, more level-headed, and in a situation where you will never go through this again. Because you'll see it coming a mile away. And then we'll look at this Ten of Pentacles here. Because this is your outcome. This is a beautiful thing. And we have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. So that's something beautiful to talk about. We definitely got to talk about that. But this comes after you get clarity. And it comes after you make change. Which was really difficult for you to do. But you did it. Alright, so the link is in the box below. I'll see you in the extended. Or if not, I will see you in the next video. Peace out, Leo.